Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 action stroke horror sequel, Deep Blue Sea 3. This is a film that is directed by John Pogue and it stars Tanya Raymond, Nathaniel Buzzilic, Emerson Brooks, Bren Foster and Alex Batt. Now, Deep Blue Sea 3, well, did we ask for this sequel? No. Did we want this sequel after the second one? No. What is this film about? Well, this film focuses on like a small island called Little Happy, and they are studying the effects of climate change on great whites and other sea life. And they are then visited by a boat with an old flame on there of Dr. Emma Collins, and they are hunting 3 bull sharks that have escaped and are causing havoc, and they are due to arrive at their location any time, and they all have to band together to survive and make it out alive and blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Right, so what are my thoughts on Deep Blue Sea 3? Well, I make no apologies. I thought the second one was pretty terrible as a film. It was just a rehash of the first one, Deep Blue Sea 2, and I fully was expecting to go into this film and end up hating it. And you know what? I was actually pleasantly surprised by this film. Whereas there are a lot of problems with this film, which we shall talk about, what I like about this film is I suppose it tried to do something a little bit different, even though it was still kind of retelling the same story, but using, I suppose, different characters, different locations, and a couple of new fresh ideas here and there. So it felt a fresher experience than certainly the Deep Blue Sea 2. Which was a terrible remake of the first one, I felt. The issues with this film are it's packed full of unlikable characters for the most part. There's a handful that are okay, even though they're very cliched and generic, but needless to say they don't last long. There's not many particularly likeable characters here. The effects are decent enough in this film. I thought there was some pretty inventive shark kills going on in here, pretty entertaining shark kills here and there. But its character development here is non-existent, really, to speak of, and what they do give you is very poorly written and quite shallow, and it basically, and it's a complaint I give over and over again, it makes you not care for the majority of the characters here. Certainly for the early kills in the film, the people that, you know, are just, I suppose, just there for cannon fodder, but later on in the film, you know, there are people dying and you're just like, right, who's that again? Let me think. I don't recognise that person, and especially when they're in diving suits, you're like, I have no idea who that is who just died. It's that kind of film, but it's also that kind of film that is so cheesy and fun at times. It's the kind of film where 2 characters declare love for each other and then immediately one of them gets killed by a shark. It's that kind of film. There's scenes in this film where someone's kicking a shark and it looks like they're kicking a rubber shark. You know, at times the effects are pretty decent in this film, and at times they're pretty shoddy. It's a bit unbalanced in regards to that, the film. But I'm not going to lie here. You know, I won't hate on a film just for the sake of it. I was pretty entertained watching this, I'm not going to lie. I think it's, if you got rid of Deep Blue Sea 2 and put this as a companion to the first one, probably, it's not a bad attempt at a sequel, I would suggest, even though it's predictable as hell, but fun. I mean, what more do you expect from a shark film, really? You know, we're never going to get another Jaws. It's just not going to happen. The film is incredible as that, it's like lightning in a bottle. You're never really going to get a film like that again. So it's unfair to compare all shark films that come along to Jaws. It's not fair. You just can't do it. It's one of those films that you put on, and yeah, you'll have a good time watching it if you kind of click your brain off here and there. You know what I mean? It tries to get a bit sciencey here and there. And you just like, it's one of those films where it's convenient science and all that kind of stuff, and they've got this monitor that could track bull sharks, and you're just like, oh well, that's convenient, you know. Where they're in the water, they're saying, oh, there's 3 bull sharks there. Oh, thanks for telling me. You know, I mean, I don't know why they do that, because it removes tension in a film like this. So if they've got a monitor that tells you the 3 bull sharks heading your way, it removes the tension. You don't need that in a shark film. All you need is good writing, good direction, good build up some tension, a good score, and it'll scare the pants off us anyway. I don't need to know that the 3 bull sharks in there. We know anyway in his head, because it's a shark film. Put someone in the water to try and draw them in, and then watch them get eaten. But surprise us with it. Don't hold us hand and take us down that road, if you like. And that's the error that this film makes a little bit too often. It holds your hand and tells you almost what's going to happen next. It doesn't give you an awful lot of surprises. There's a couple, I'm not going to lie, there were a couple of scenes that I really quite enjoyed in regards to shark and shark kills, that I must admit, yeah, they got me in a sense of a little bit shocking, but fun to watch. So, what is my summary of this film? It's predictable as hell. Not particularly well-rounded and written characters in this film. There's not an awful lot to root for. There's a couple. By the end, you do get a little bit more used to some of the characters. But it's a little bit unbalanced, but it's a fun film, and it's definitely a step up from Deep Blue Sea 2, I think. So I'm pleased to say I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. It ain't going to win any awards, but it is certainly an entertaining attempt at a decent sequel. So that's my review for Deep Blue Sea 3. I hope you liked it, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I will be back for more reviews on Screen Stars very, very soon.